Pyramid schemes are on the rise, not only here in America, but all over the world, all with the intent to help you get rich quick. But have you ever had like an old time friend call you up on the phone raving about this brand new thing, this product that is revolutionizing the game, and they're making tons of money hand over fist, and they want you to jump in on the bandwagon, and halfway through their spiel, you realize that they're reading from a script handed to them by a corporate pyramid schemer? Does that sound familiar? How did that make you feel? I want you to learn lesson number one. If you're not playing the game, you're already being played. What if I told you that you're already a part of the world's largest get rich quick scheme, and you've been getting got your whole adult life? See, over 12 years ago, a rich man taught me the ropes on how to play the game and how to avoid getting got and to start getting gains. Ever since I've learned these rules, my life has never been the same, and I'm certain that they can do the same for you. You ever heard the term that said, the house always wins? That's how taxes work. See, you might take home a paycheck, but before that paycheck even hits your bank account, the government has already cashing in its chips. But here's the kicker. There's a way to play the game to minimize your liability and maximize your profitability. And you don't need a tax accountant to get that done. What is a get rich quick scheme? They usually come in the form of a pyramid, and pyramid schemes are just one big illusion. You have all of these people at the top, shiny objects of success stories at the top, but underneath there's a massive structure of people drowning, clawing at each other, trying to get up to the top. Imagine a business structure with 3 different levels. Let's say you have salespeople, you have managers, and you have your VIPs at the top. Each level has a specific requirement and earnings, and the higher up you go, the more money you make. Just for example's sake, that we have your salespeople at the bottom. At minimum, they need to sell $1,000 worth of product every month, okay? And they're selling those product, and their take home, their profit is a 30%. At minimum, a salesperson is going to make roughly what? $3,600 a year. And then you have your managers. To be a requirement to be a manager, you must maintain a minimum 10 salespeople within your group. Let's say at minimum, each one of them is selling $3,600 worth of product. And let's say you're getting what, 60% of that, you're roughly bringing in around $21,000 a year. And then you have your VIPs at the top. Now, VIPs, in order to maintain your status as a VIP, you must keep 10 managers. And these 10 managers are working for you, and you get 90% of their profits, which roughly will put you around $200,000 a year. Does this not look familiar to you at all? Notice how the money flows up. And if you're at the bottom, you're left holding the bag. Just like a pyramid scheme, the tax system is the same way. You have your VIPs. These are your wealthy business owners, your corporations. These are the major corporations, high net worth individuals. They control the system and have an army of accountants and strategists. They pay the least in taxes. They take advantage of all the deductions, the loopholes, the business write-offs, and they benefit the most through getting massive government contracts, bailouts, and tax incentives. They're earning millions or even billions of dollars, but a tiny percentage of that money that they make actually goes to taxes. As a matter of fact, it's to the tune of about 7%. And that's actually someone that is being very generous, because they can pay up to 7% or less. Then you have your managers, equivalent to your middle-class professionals. These are small business owners. These are entrepreneurs. These are W-2 workers making anywhere between $50,000 to $250,000 a year. Now, they don't have as many loopholes as the VIPs, but they pay the majority of the tax burden, often anywhere between 20 to 35%, right? And that's combined with like their federal, local, and state, but we all know there's fees and everything else. The tax bracket has been known to go as high as 50% for the middle class. See, they're too rich for government aid, but not rich enough to take advantage of tax loopholes, making them the system's workhorses. They make decent income, but much of it is taxed away before they can even build wealth. And then you have your salespeople. Your salespeople are making minimum wage. They're gig workers. They're people earning under $50,000 a year. Their tax rate is usually anywhere between 10 and 15%. They often rely on government assistance, which is funded by the middle class. This group are their low earners. What they're earning is largely eaten up by the rise of the cost of living. Just like a pyramid scheme, money flows up, not down. The middle class carries the heaviest burden, keeping the system alive, and the rich use the system to reduce taxes and multiply wealth. The working class pays their share but struggles to accumulate wealth. See, not all pyramids are illegal. Some are just policy. See, the only thing guaranteed in life are death and taxes, or at least so they say. But someone is always getting richer from them. So what's the solution? There are accountants that can help you maximize your deductions and minimize your liabilities, or you can obtain a government contract. See, I believe the best and most ethical way to recoup your taxes are to obtain a government contract. Not only are you contributing to the improvement of your community, you are exponentially increasing your ability to build wealth. Now let's talk strategy. The wealthy and large corporations win at this game because they've mastered three things. They have knowledge, preparation, and execution. Knowledge, they know how the system works. Preparation, they know how to position themselves to win. And execution, they know how to deliver on contracts once they've won it. Now imagine you're walking down the street and you see a suitcase full of money and it says on it for small businesses only. But instead of picking it up, you just keep walking because you assume it's not for you. And that's most people. Government contracts, they assume, are only for big businesses. But in reality, this money is set aside. These opportunities are set aside for people just like you and me. I want you to follow the money. See, you'll find the real game being played. Most people spend their whole lives searching for financial success, but the truth is this: the map has been available all along. Government contracts are like buried treasures. The government tells you exactly where to find it. They tell you where to dig. See, as a small business owner, you can do the same by focusing on getting government certification set aside for small businesses, for women, for minorities, for veterans. Don't listen to all the DEI rhetoric. That's only applicable in some cases on the federal level. But when you're talking about working for the state and when you're talking about working for your city, a lot of these concepts are not applicable. I want you to go and get certified, and I want you to go and start winning big bids. I also want you to start teaming up and partnering, collaborating with other small business owners, even large ones, to build strong proposals to go get that money, which leads me to the next phase, is to talk about proposal writing. Learn how to write a proposal that meets the government requirements. That is going to be your key to winning big bids. And number 4, networking. Build relationships with the decision makers, with your local municipality, with the governor, the mayor, their appointees. See, these steps will put you on the path to leveraging the system rather than being exploited by it. Money doesn't disappear, it moves. Just make sure you move with it. The difference between a hustler and a mogul is government contracts. You're either at the table or you're on the menu. Choose wisely. So there you have it. The world's largest get rich quick scheme. It isn't a scam. It's the government revenue system funded by your taxes. But instead of being a passive participant, you can learn to play the game. You can minimize your liability, maximize your profitability. And remember, as it says in Luke 16 verse 10, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much. Managing your resources wisely isn't just good business. It's faithful stewardship. And with that, till next time, this is Alison Etinoff. Go win and win big.